Welcome back to Egyptian Arabic speaking course. This is part 4 of lecture number 1. Let's start. We already know to have in Egyptian Arabic is and, but now we have to know what we use instead of to be. To be is يكون. يكون. So for to have, we will use and for to be, we will use يكون. But you should know that this يكون, which means to be, is omitted in the present. For example, he is from Egypt. For he, I will write huwa. Is a form of to be. So we are gonna omit it here. For from, we will write min, and Egypt in Arabic is Masr. So the sentence will be huwa min Masr. You can see that we didn't use yakun in this sentence anywhere. Let's move forward. We'll learn some pronouns here. Ana means I. Ana means I. For you, we will write anta for male and anti for female. Huwa means he and heya is she in Egyptian Arabic. For we will write ahna. Ahna. And for you, if you're talking to a group, we will use entum. And for they, we will use humma. Humma. So again, I is ana, you is enta for male and ente for female. Huwa is he. For she, we will use heya. We is ahna. And if you're talking to a group of people and using you, we'll use entum. And for they, we'll use humma. Remember this. Now we will see some sentences here. If you're talking to a male and you're asking him, where are you from? You will say, Enta Minan. Enta Minan. And for female, you will use Anti Minan. So, Enta Minan, Anti Minan. Minan means from where. So, if you had to ask, where are you from? You will say, Anta Minan or Ente Minan. Let's take another example here, which is, where are you from? Here you're talking to a couple or a group. So I already told you, for a group, you will use entum as pronoun. So you will say, Entum Minan. Entum is you, and Minan is from where. So if that group of people is from Egypt, they will reply with Ahna min Masr. Ahna min Masr. Here we are means Ahna, and from is for min, and for Egypt we use Masr. So Ahna min Masr will be we are from Egypt. Let's revise these again. For I, you will use ana. For you will use anta and anti. Anta is for male and anti is for female. For he, you will use huwa. For she, you will use heya. Huwa and heya. For we, we'll use ahna. Ahna. And for you, in plural form, you will use antum. For they, you'll use humma. Let's move forward. How do you say I have? For I have, we'll write ana andi. If you have watched the previous lecture, that is lecture 1.3, this will be easy for you because in that lecture I have already taught the possessive endings which we use at the end of the word. For you have, we will use anta. Anta means you. And for you, the ending we write is ak. So anta, andak. You for female is anti and the ending is ik. So we'll write anti, andik. So I have is ana andi. You have is anta, andak for male and anti, andik for female. He is huwa and the ending we use for he is and we'll say huwa anduh. Huwa anduh. Huwa anduh is he has. She has will be heya andaha. The ending here is ha. So it will be heya andaha. For we have, we'll write ahna andina. Ahna means we and the ending here is na. You already know instead of r we write na. So we is a form of r. So here we will write na at the end of the word. So it will be ahna andina. And for you have, while talking to a group, we'll use antum andukum. The ending for your, if we are talking to a group, is kum. So it will be andakum. Antum andakum. We know that for your, we write kum. Your as in plural. Now for they have, we'll write humma anduhum. Humma is they and hum is an ending we write for their. So we'll write huma anduhum. You can check this table here. We have already learned it in the previous lecture. That is lesson 1.3. You should check that out and this will be easy for you. Now, if you have to ask a shopkeeper, do you have red roses? For you have, you will use and add ak. Suppose if the shopkeeper is male and you have to ask him, do you have red roses? For you have, we will use andak. If that shopkeeper is female, we will use andik. The word for red in Egyptian Arabic is ahmar. And the word for roses is ward. And you already know that we don't have a word for do. And while asking questions, we just raise the pitch of the voice at the end of the sentence. So now this sentence will be Andak, Ahmar, Ward. But this is incorrect. You might think that red roses will be ahmar ward, but no, red roses will be said as ward ahmar. The adjective here, that is ahmar, will be written after roses. We'll say عندك ورد أحمر. And while asking, do you have red roses, we'll say عندك ورد أحمر. You can also use عندكم for a group of people, or you can use it while asking something politely or respectfully. For example, if you're asking a shopkeeper respectfully, do you have red roses? You will say عندكم ورد أحمر. But you can also use عندك ورد أحمر. Now we have some sentences here, and we will convert them into Egyptian Arabic. He is huwa, and for has we will use and the ending will be oh. We know that the ending for his is oh. So if you are writing he has, we'll write huwa andu. And the word for meeting is igdemeya. Igdemeya. Huwa andu igdemeya. Huwa andu igdemeya. Now let's take another example, which is, do you have a cell phone? And you're asking this to a male. For you have, you will say anta because he's a male, and andak, the ending will be ak, so it will be anta andak. For cell phone, we will use the word mobile. So anta andak mobile will be, do you have a cell phone? Next example is, how many brothers and sisters do you have? And you had to ask this to a female. Since you are talking to a female, you will use anti, and at the end of and, you will add the ending ik. So it will be anti andik. And the word for how many is kam. Kam means how many. You should remember that after using kam, we only use the singular form of the words after it. For example, for brother, we will use the singular form, that's ak. And for sister, we will use ukt and not ikwat. For and, we use va. So the sentence will be anti andik kam akh va ukt, which means, how many brothers and sisters do you have? If you would have been talking to a male, you would ask anta andak kam akh wa ukt. Now here we're going to learn about negatives. For not, the word in Egyptian Arabic is mish. Mish. For example, if someone has to say, I am not British. Here, this example is for a female. That is, a female is saying this. She will say, Ana mish Britannia. Ana mish Britannia. And if a male has to say this, he will say, Ana mish Brittany. Ana mish Brittany. And if a female is saying, I'm not British, she will say, Ana mish Britannia. He is not vegetarian. For he, we will write huwa. And for not, we will use mish. So it will be huwa mish. And the word for vegetarian is nabati. Nabati. نبطي. So the whole sentence will be هو مش نبطي. Now if we are talking about a female, for example, we have a sentence, she's not vegetarian. For she, we'll write هي. مش, for not, we'll write مش. And for vegetarian, we will write نبطية. She's not vegetarian will be هي مش نباتية. And he's not vegetarian will be هو مش نباتي. Now another example here is, are you not from Egypt? Here the you is plural form. We will say أنتم مش من مصر. من مصر is from Egypt. أنتم is for you, and مش means not. So if you had to ask, are you not from Egypt? You will say أنتم مش من مصر. Next we have, I don't have a sister. Before we discuss this, we have to remember that for أنا عندي, the negative is أنا ما عنديش. أنا ما عنديش. Here we learn that for not, the word is مش. You should remember that أنا عندي, which means I have, its negative is أنا ما عنديش, which means I don't have. So أنا عندي means I have, and أنا ما عنديش means I don't have. This word contains and it's like adding mish to it, but M sound is written in front of it and the ish sound is written after. So you can remember it from that. So now if you have to say I don't have a sister, for I you will write Anna, and for don't have you will write Ma'andish, and for sister we'll write Ukt. So it will be Ana Ma'andish Ukt, which will be I don't have a sister. If it would have been I have a sister, you would write Ana Andi Ukt. Ana Andi Ukt. I don't have children. For I, you will write Ana, and don't have will be Ma'andish. And for children, you know the word is Awlad. So it will be Ana Ma'andish Awlad. Another example here, that is, I don't have a car. For I, we will write Ana. For don't have, we will write Ma'andish. And for car, we have a word in Egyptian Arabic that is Arabeya. Arabeya. Ana Ma'andish Arabeya. We also have an alternative word for car that is Sayyara. Sayyara. So I don't have a car will be Ana Ma'andish Arabeya, or you can say Ana Ma'andish Sayyara. I also want you to remember the word for bicycle, which is Agala. Agala. This was the last part of lecture 1. It had 4 parts, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. And I want you to revise the content of these lectures. If you have made notes from the lectures, you can use them for revision, or you can rewatch my videos at 1.5x speed. It should take you about 30 to 40 minutes to revise these 4 lectures. Thank you.